Hey everyone, this is GGFan, the one and only GGFan who has been banned from Smalgon for over 20 years now. My ban goes back to when Smalgon was Smalgon's Nazi empire and its mascot was a coughing with Hitler's mustache. How much time has passed since then? But no matter how much time passes, no matter how much crazier Smalgon people become, I will always be banned, but that's okay. Life is good. Life is great, actually. Having a great time, talking about people who have been banned unfairly, highlighting the insanity and depravity of Smalgon's most prominent, influential figures in the process. So, last time I talked about the Greeks, specifically Ace 11, ROUDOLF13, and CBU, how they were unfairly ostracized at the hands of jealous loser Lazen and the LGBT jerk, which has been controlling Smalgon for several years. Now, one thing I neglected to mention last time was that Roudolf was allegedly banned for bigotry and hate speech in an official team tournament Discord. Now, this is a lie. Lazen's supposed leak. By the way, this leak could have easily been doctored. It's very easy to doctor this kind of thing. This might have been a fake log. We'll never know, because Smalgon never publicizes these things. There's a complete absence of transparency. To this day, 4 years later, Ace 11, Roudolf, and CBU legitimately have no idea why they were banned. They don't know what it is they said. Why were they banned? They've been in the dark this whole time. Not only that, but according to Smalgon, this took place in an official team tournament Discord, which is bullshit. This was a small private server. It was not an official team tournament Discord. That is another lie. One more thing I'd like to point out before I move on to the next subject is going back to CBU for 1 second. Now, if you believe in Smalgon's narrative, CBU was a major participant in the N-Gang server. Again, the N-Gang server was the Super Bowl of Pokemon Discords. Everybody was there. All your favorites, ABR, Finchinator, Empo, all kinds of staff members were all there having a good time. He did not utter a peep in this server. I do have some of the leak in my possession. He was not there. ABR was certainly there. He was quite engaged in the chat. CBU was not. But you know how it goes. All of the prominent figures in the Smalgon hierarchy got off unscathed. CBU, on the other hand, was banned. He was never liked by the LGBT jerk. The people in charge just wanted a reason to get rid of him. So Ace, CBU, and Roudolf were unfairly ostracized. They were banished from the Smalgon universe. Going back to Roudolf, a lot of people don't know that Roudolf is the brainchild of a controversial tournament on Smalgon. I will show you. Roudolf is the brainchild of the RBY Invitational. Now, I call it controversial because this was Roudolf's creation. In the beginning, the RBY Invitational was an independent venture that had no affiliation to Smalgon whatsoever. The premise was that people who ran their course in different periods of time from different communities would clash in an epic encounter. It didn't matter where you were from. It didn't matter if you were banned somewhere. All of that was irrelevant. All that mattered was gathering the best of the best. Nowadays, to me, it's just a generic Smalgon tournament. except now you can make some money. But Roudolf can't play in his own tournament due to being banned from Smalgon. This was Roudolf's brainchild. He invested time and money into this venture, yet he can't participate in it. This is but one reason why I would never play in this tournament. If I were not banned, I would not play in it. Now, regardless what you may think of me, some revere me. I also have my fair share of detractors who despise me for the silly little things I did on the GameFAQs forum. I hurt people's feelings 20 years before they were born. So they hate me for that. But if I were not banned, I wouldn't play in this tournament. Not just out of solidarity to my friend, however. I also wouldn't play because I feel that if I were to participate in this tournament, I would be supporting Smalgon. Quite frankly, I find the Smalgon community to be quite repugnant, insidious, vile, depraved entity. I want nothing to do with Smalgon. I find their staff atrocious, two-faced, in some ways honestly evil. I know evil, to say evil might sound like hyperbole, but there have been a lot of issues with pedophilia, corruption, lying, and cheating over the years. The pedophilia in particular has gotten really out of hand. So I don't want to be associated with Smalgon. I don't want to support Smalgon, even indirectly. So I wouldn't play in this tournament. Another reason I wouldn't play in this tournament is because I have no respect for the person who runs it. Now, this person has made unsavory remarks about people who I genuinely respect. And I'm not talking about people like Ebola, who's very controversial. I'm talking about people who I would say are quite beloved overall. You know, that small group of mentally ill people hate them, I suppose. Some of who will later get banned themselves. But yeah, I don't really have any respect for this person. Now, this person, most don't know this, but 5 years ago, I had a small tournament server. I hosted tournaments from Gens 1 through 7. I had hosts. I had a fair number of hosts, and I was actually pretty close to paying my staff, something Smalgon has never done. I was going to pay my staff, you know, and I was always respectful to my staff. I thanked them for the work they did. I always made sure to make them feel appreciated. I was always cordial with them. But they all deserted me because over time people found out I was banned from Smalgon, their beloved forum. So therefore I must be a terrible person. That's fine. I understand that. The tribalism has really gotten out of hand. People will not associate themselves with you for the simple fact that you are banned from their, not just their forum, but their universe. These people spend pretty much the entirety of their existence in the Smalgon world. They are on Discord, they are on the forums nonstop. Like I can tell, looking at this thread, this tournament consumed practically the entirety of this individual's time. So I understand how important Smorxgon is to the likes of these people. But personally, I don't respect this person for the things they have said about others who I respect. Ditching me, you know, again, I get that. That's just tribalism. People are desperate to fit into Smorxgon, their universe. But yeah, RBY Invitational. This was Roudolf's tournament, not Smalgon's. He was the brainchild, invested time and money. Smalgon appropriated it. He can't play anymore. I think that's a joke. I would never play in this tour out of solidarity to my friend, out of my disgust for Smalgon as a community, and because I simply have no respect for the individual who runs it. Yeah, so I think that's about it. I'm really happy to be getting these things off my chest. I don't have much time left. I've decided to finally move on in my life. Honestly, like, my life is really great. This is the best my life has ever been. I make a lot of money. I have a job I love. I'm in a committed relationship. I really want to just get these things off my chest before I ride off into the sunset. So this was certainly one of them. I hope you found this video insightful or at least somewhat entertaining. Have a great day.